The episode begins with Vivian Lee Finch, who has just moved to New York from Davenport, Iowa. She wants to crack the modeling industry, and her only dream is to be featured on the prestigious cover of Vogue magazine. She doesn't waste a moment on her first day there and steps into the most famous modeling agency in the city, Sheila Klein. Sheila recruits the best models for the industry and will help Vivian reach her dream. However, seeing so many thin and pretty models waiting for their auditions is the first stroke of reality that Vivian is hit with. It is not an easy industry, and there is a lot of competition. You don't rise the ladder here, but you claw your way up as blood flows down your fingers. At the end of the row, she sits next to a woman named Heather Billings from Montana. Unlike the other women, Heather is friendly toward Vivian, and the two start chatting. Heather asks to take a snapshot of Vivian with her camera, which her mom gave her, and Vivian happily agrees. Heather's been doing modeling for much longer than Vivian, so she tells her how things work with Sheila. Heather also mentions that there are many girls there that day because it's a Thursday. Every Thursday, Sheila hosts an open call across various categories, including editorial, commercial, fitness, and runway. Vivian takes a liking to Heather immediately, asking to be friends. In an industry where sisterhood is a crime, the two decide to stick up for each other. If one of them makes it big, they'll lend a helping hand to the other. They make a pinky promise. Vivian shares with Heather that she just arrived in New York, and Heather says that she has been coming here for the past 3 months. In the audition room, Sheila examines the models' photos one by one and picks Vivian to be brought in, commenting that she looks fresh. Meanwhile, Vivian notices that everyone in the waiting room is very thin. Heather tells her that this is the new size 0 for models in that area. Just then, Vivian is called in to audition. She almost misses it, but Heather alerts her. Vivian confidently walks toward the room amidst the stares of other models. Inside the audition room, Sheila asks Vivian what she can do. Vivian confidently replies that she can do everything possible and wants to be on the cover of Vogue. However, Sheila tells her that being beautiful isn't enough to be on the cover of Vogue. Sheila asks Vivian to do a fashion walk, which she performs exceptionally. After her walk, Sheila assures that Vivian is talented, maybe one of the best she has auditioned for in recent times, but she couldn't sign her. Vivian is too fat to become a model, and Sheila doesn't shy away from fat shaming here. The new girl in town quickly understands the wicked standards on which the industry functions. Talent is not the key here. It never has been. If you fit the bill, you are hired, irrespective of your hard work. She leaves the office in tears, but fortunately, Vivian has a shoulder to cry on, as she has befriended Heather. After much persuasion, Vivian confides in Heather about what transpired in the room. Being naive, Vivian tells her that she would diet and exercise, but those things don't do overnight magic. Seeing how upset Vivian is, and because of the promise of supporting each other, Heather tells Vivian about a doctor who helped her lose weight fast and easily. So Heather hands her the address of Dr. Thaddeus Lau. The doctor has his clinic in a shady alley in the city, and though it's been a red flag since the beginning, Vivian is willing to do anything to become thin because Sheila wants it. So, Vivian goes to the dingy little office to meet Dr. Lau. The doctor is well versed in the modeling and celebrity industries, suggesting a shot named Mondify for Vivian to lose weight. Dr. Lau tells Vivian that it's a diabetes drug, but he prescribes it off-label. So, this drug peddler in a white coat is giving her medication that can kill her, but that's the only way she can lose weight and get hired in the Hollywood industry. Vivian has to take 1 shot of Mondify every week, and her weight will fly off. The thing is, when you consult a dietitian or indulge in exercise, your body is not deprived of any nutrients. But Mondify breaks down the entire body and makes you hollow from within. Symbolically, it is what the fashion industry demands. Empty shells who don't question or raise a voice, but just stand there silently like mannequins. He assures her that the side effects are minimal, and that she has nothing to worry about. Vivian is skeptical at first, but she's also very keen on becoming the next it girl, so she takes it. However, she does not disclose her scoliosis condition to him. Back at home, Vivian starts taking Mondify, as does Heather, who is now her roommate. In just a few months, Vivian loses weight like magic. She manages to get another audition with Sheila Klein, who is impressed by her weight transformation and signs her without any fuss. The reason is that Vivian, like a docile small-town girl, hustled to fit in with the standards laid out by agencies like that of Sheila, and it does make them feel like God. These petty humans sitting behind a desk want to feel empowered, and exploiting people is one of their most exciting hobbies. Getting back to the episode, Sheila asks if Vivian is on Mondify before she leaves the room. Vivian confirms that she has been taking it for 4 months, and Sheila encourages her to continue, promising to make her a supermodel. After this encounter, Vivian participates in numerous photo shoots. During one such session, Heather visits her. Vivian introduces Heather to Sheila as her roommate, and a very good model, but Sheila seems uninterested. Sheila then tells Vivian that Heather is a hyena, and she would do anything to eat her up and be in her position. It's probably these words that trigger Vivian, as later she loses consciousness on the shoot and breaks her nose. When Vivian meets with Dr. Lau, she reveals to him that she has neuromuscular scoliosis, which means she has had a curved spine since childhood. Vivian tells him that she doesn't want it to stop her from living her life, so she thinks it is unimportant to tell him. Dr. Lau lashes out at Vivian for not revealing this information to him before taking the shots. Yes, he should be angry and worried, because if there had been a proper doctor in his place, he should have run the tests before prescribing Mondify. But okay, it's Vivian's mistake. In the end, he says that the medication can cause frequent blackouts and kill her in the process, so she should stop it as soon as possible. Vivian tells him how much she desires to prove to the world that she's amazing despite her condition. Lau has no choice but to give her something to help her maintain her weight, especially since she's getting all the big gigs now. He offers her an ancient technique where you swallow a tapeworm and it takes all the weight off you. It's a small silkworm-looking thing, and Vivian swallows it down like a pill with some oolong tea. Lau warns her that she'll feel very hungry, but she must listen to him very carefully and eat moderately so as not to feed it too much. It seems Vivian doesn't care for the advice though, and as soon as she gets home, she stuffs her face with whatever she can get her hands on. Along with becoming thinner and hungrier, Vivian's personality changes too. She starts becoming the worst version of herself, hurting people to their faces. At the same time, she's eating way more food than she should, or could otherwise. She snaps at Sheila because she feels like all the other models are making fun of her, and runs away in the middle of a shoot. Instead of being mad, Sheila is rather kind to Vivian. Vivian tells her that she has something inside of her, but Sheila believes it to be imposter syndrome. She doesn't let Vivian tell her about the tapeworm, which may have been a good idea. Heather uses her instant camera to collect snapshots of her favorite memories. She comes home to tell Vivian the good news that her snapshots are going to be used in a small arts magazine called Magenta, which makes her proud and happy. On the other hand, Vivian is in a closet eating her heart out, and when Heather tells her that she's acting strange and needs to clean up after herself, she snaps at her too. Vivian then mocks her, saying Magenta magazine is for wannabes, and smashes Heather's camera to the ground. After this, Vivian comes to her senses and apologizes, but Heather can't take it anymore and decides to leave before Vivian says anything worse. She says she'll come back later to get her things. Vivian cries and begs her to stay, apologizing for how horrible she's been. In the end, she tries to tell her that she has a tapeworm inside of her, but Heather thinks Vivian is trying to make fun of her. She says it's insecurity and jealousy inside of her, which makes no sense considering Vivian has everything she dreams of while Heather has nothing. Vivian finally has that Vogue show, but she's too skinny, and the designer flips. Vivian now looks like skin and bones. Again, she goes through the vicious cycle of hurting someone and binge eating to make herself feel better. Unfortunately, she's caught by the camera people and told to get it all out of her system before the shoot. Vivian tries hard to bring it all out, but it doesn't work because the tapeworm is eating all the food. Vivian goes to Dr. Lau immediately to get rid of the tapeworm. She tells him how the tapeworm is hungry for not just food, but life itself. Lau explains how the mighty organism is rather simple. Its only goal is to consume, and that itself becomes its defense mechanism. Consume any threat that comes your way. The more the worm gets fed, the more its host assimilates with it. Finally, he gives her a liquid that will help her get rid of the worm. He says this liquid will cause the fully developed tapeworm, which should be no longer than a foot, to find its way through the nearest bodily exit, her anus. He instructs her to grab the head and pull it out gently once it starts to emerge. At home, Vivian drinks the liquid in the bathroom and sits in the tub, awaiting her parasite to come out. Lau had said that if she had eaten the way he had suggested, it would be about 1 foot long by now, too big to surgically remove. When it comes out though, Vivian is horrified to realize it's as big as a mini snake, well over 4 feet long. As it opens its mouth in her face, she grabs it by the neck and pulls it out completely. Her biggest mistake is not killing it, because as she lays there crying, the worm attacks her and kills her. Heather arrives to collect her things and finds a dead Vivian. Before she can even realize it, the worm appears from behind her, coiling around her neck as she lays on the floor. The worm enters Heather's body through her open mouth, making her its new host. The episode ends with Heather showing up at Sheila's office looking like a completely different person. Sheila asks Heather if she's hungry, and Heather replies that she's starving.